Hello, hello, hello. How we all doing? How we all doing? Getting connected up. If you guys can hear me and see me, let me know. Let me know. We're doing good. I'm not going to check the phone today. I'm just going to assume everything's working. And hopefully somebody will tell me. I also want to not do that. Let's get that out of there. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that it has Restream has logos on different scenes. That's kind of nice, depending on which one you're on. Cool. All right, yeah. Somebody let me know if we're all good. If you can hear me, see me. Let me go to. I want to share my screen as well. So I got some thoughts for you guys today. There we go. Cool. I normally do. Let's do it here, actually. How are we all doing? Let me know how you guys are doing in the chat too. You got any big projects? I got some ideas for today. It's a little different than normal. We're not going to talk about, I mean, we can talk about whatever, but we're not going to talk about the news and stuff because I'm somewhat unprepared as far as the different things. It's been a wild week, obviously, as usual in the WordPress community. I've done some things. Actually, I could probably, a couple announcements, but I want to try to provide you guys some more value today. So we'll see how that goes. Cool. All right, I'm going to assume you guys can hear me. I'm going to assume everything's good. I kind of want to check my phone just to be sure, but maybe we'll just let it ride. I am going to check because I'm quite paranoid that something happened in my mic and I can't hear me or whatever. So let's take a look. Let's take a little peek here real quick and then we'll get on with it. Yeah, we are always good. Don't know why I question it. All right. Here's the thing. Couple thoughts, couple announcements. Hey, Mark, how are you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. WS Forum, go check it out. Mark Westgard, genius. Highly recommend. We might do a little WS Forum today stuff as well, depending on where we head here. I want to kind of give a couple announcements, a couple things that we've been doing, working on, all that, and then we'll kind of talk. So like past week, I want to say here, I'll go to my channel. We'll talk about a couple things. I could type. Nice. Sorry, fighting with my computer. Nice. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Joe. Thank you for stopping by, brother. Okay, let's show a couple things, talk about a couple things. Cool. All right. So here's the first thing. Channel here, obviously, you guys might be already on there. Couple things that I want to talk about, and then I do want to provide you guys some actual value from some things either if anybody's in here has questions about anything as far as the portal stuff and everything we'll get to in a second, but if anybody has any questions, definitely let me know. I'm more than happy to dev today. I have an environment set up. We could talk. All right. Just on the channel here though, real quick, I want to kind of point something out. If you guys are around, oh, it's low. Is it low? Maybe make sure the volume's up because on my end, it kind of looks okay, but I could have messed with the setting as well. So double check, but I can kind of make sure that my microphone is good. So yeah, if you're looking at my channel here, a couple things we did have. I guess since our last live stream, we had the page builders with Maddie Eastwood, live page building, bridge builders. Maddie's idea, very well received overall. You can definitely go take a look at that. Beaver Builder, Elementor, and Bricks. 2 hours and 45 minutes of trying to build a Taylor Swift website in 3 different builders. So that was a lot of fun. That was kind of interesting. And then a couple other things here, just like quick things on my end. I have this thing, which if you guys do create content or anything like that, or if you whatever, I think this is a really interesting idea to have like a playlist on your channel that's like guest appearances. And then whenever you're somewhere else, you can just like add that to the list. I'm starting to rack up the appearances on other people's channels here. So kind of cool. I had the pleasure of being on the WP Tonic Roundtable. That was an interesting discussion about a bunch of stuff. And then I was just on over on Matt Medeiros' channel, WP Minute as well. If you missed any of that, go check it out. If you're not subscribed to those people, please go subscribe to those people, because they are amazing at what they do, and they're adding to the WordPress ecosystem and the debate, the dialogue. It's fantastic. So I'm just super excited to know these people and and I'm honored to be on their channels from time to time. Germany, Matt Eastwood, there he is. Go subscribe to Matt Eastwood too. We just talked about the live page building. We're gonna be doing more there. Let's see if we can do anything about that sound here in a second. I could probably turn it up on the microphone. Is this any better? Because it might have been. Do I have the I have the auto gain control off per Matty Eastwood's request. It's a little scary. Let me turn it on. Turning it on now. Let's rock with it on for a little bit. Let me know if that's any worse. We'll see. All right. Okay. So I want to talk about, here's what I want to talk about as I'm sharing here. I want to talk about this series here. And I want to give you a little bit of inside baseball if you're here live. And then I'm going to give you some, like I said, I'm going to actually give you some value as well. Um, I think there's a lot to be kind of said here about this. No difference. Damn. I have no idea what the problem is. Hopefully it's not terrible. I'll turn it up on here. If it starts like clip or anything crazy, let me know. But yeah, sound is perfect on Mark's end. Maybe you guys got bad speakers, or maybe it's a YouTube thing. Maybe it's a YouTube thing because Mark looks like he's over on X here. So no idea. We'll just roll with it. Maddie, if I start posting random character sequences, it's in my head, falling on the keyboard as I entered COVID coma. Till then, I'm staying right. Okay, nice. Yeah, I appreciate it, Matt. Yeah, definitely drop the likes if you guys are enjoying it so far. Like I said, a lot of stuff here coming. But anyway, so the custom portal series, I want to talk about this for a second, just kind of give you guys the inside baseball. If you look at the popular videos on my channel, there is some of the stuff is like dev oriented, and some of the stuff is more like news oriented and things like that. I like doing both. But there's a ton of value, and obviously a lot of people really get like a lot out of these dev tutorials. And this first one here is how we build our custom WordPress client portal, and that was on Elementor. And that video was actually filmed probably like 2 years ago at this point. Even though it's 7 months, I kind of transitioned from the other channel and things like that. So my point in saying all of this is that I get comments probably from some of you guys, maybe potentially that are here now all the time about this series that I started and I've not finished. I have like 9 videos of this, and I plan to finish this, but I am busy. I run the agency. We're getting new projects. I'm trying to be on other people's podcasts and shows and stuff. We're doing other things here. So I apologize that I haven't done more of these. However, I do want to kind of like say a couple things. One, I could do more streams like this where like we kind of just talk about specific pieces, because I get questions saying, "Hey, when are new portal videos coming out?" And that kind of, there's a couple things that I read into that. It's like, one, I appreciate the fuck out of that, truthfully, that you guys are looking forward to these. But the other thing is like my portal is probably not going to be exactly like yours. So I could kind of say like in 2 videos probably that it's going to be over. What I would love to hear from you guys is like specific questions um, on what those things are, on what questions you have, and things like that. Because then we could do actual live streams where like I'm building the stuff and I could continue to make more videos in that regard. So that may be something that's kind of interesting to anybody that wants to join the live streams with those questions. But yeah, but more videos on that to come. Like I say, I just get comments all the time, and I'm trying to think of a cool way to kind of solve those issues as I continue to slowly roll these things out. But my idea for today was, because we didn't have like a ton of like crazy news or anything for like, I guess once. I mean, there probably was some, but like I wasn't really highly involved with it. Announcements kind of give that, and then literally just hop into a dev environment here and literally talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about. Or I have a list of stuff that like I could just like kind of show. I think I will say this one thing real quick is that I went to a meetup, like a build night meetup recently. It was just like, I think it was Monday, maybe. And there was a bunch of people there that were actually like in different facets. Like a lot of them were software developers, but there was one dude that is a he's kind of newer to WordPress, and he wants to do like freelance work and things like that. And I sat there for like an hour and just gave him like a bunch of knowledge. And I know I could do that for more people, but it's kind of on me, obviously packaging it. But I really think that we could turn that, maybe the live streams or something like that, more into like a little bit of a forum, because there's a lot of people that don't even know, like, like different page, like differences in page builders. Custom post types is like a huge thing. Like if you don't know custom post types, like we need to talk about that immediately, like that type of stuff. So I don't know. There's just a lot of options, and I'm just trying to continue to see what I can do. Brendan, how you doing, brother? Great to see you here. Joe, I actually do have a question. All right, maybe we'll do a question real quick. Is there a process of turning keywords into content for core pages you can point me to? Is there a process of turning keywords into content for core pages? Joe, give me a little more context on that, because I think I know what you're saying, but I'm not 100% sure. Keywords into content for core pages. Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm gonna answer it and then you give me more context. What I would say there is, like, you have a bunch of keywords, and I know the project you're working on. So there's a bunch of keywords for the thing that you're working on. And then you've decided what you kind of want to rank for, and you're looking at, I think, right, SEMrush or Ahrefs or Uber Suggest, whatever one you're using there. And then you basically just kind of see like you do a lot of analysis in that regard. But then as far as like turning it into content, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is where AI can like start to help you, like a chat GPT. You can like just like throw a bunch in. Actually, I'm gonna shout this guy out because this is probably one of the best. I'm gonna just go off. Just I'm not an expert at creating content that is rich in SEO. Like, I mean, I make videos, and I think that that's a huge way to do it. I'm a big proponent of video content, but obviously, there's a couple things. So in lieu of me actually being able to fully give you a terrific example, I'm going to give you some resources that I would definitely look into if I were in that position specifically. If I could go to I know you guys can't see anything right now. I am just going to kind of my stuff here. I'm going to drop at least two links that people that I know. Copy Blogger, fantastic copywriting tool. Interesting. Copywriting blog to subscribe to. Okay. Um, so as you know, for consulting, I'm using SEMrush. Yeah, SEMrush. Yeah. I'm gonna drop two things in here. I don't know if I told you about them in our other chats, but definitely worth looking into because these guys are really good. So let me put these over on another window here real quick, because I'm operating in two different browser profiles. Be quiet. And let me see the other guy here. Um, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of WP Eagle, but he's pretty good as well. I'm not going to drop his thing in here because I can't find it right now, but just WP Eagle. This is the other one that I guarantee you, like, most people don't know about, because like I mean, I link in the chat there, but let me go switch over to screen real quick. Um, so Income Stream Servers. Now it's a ridiculous name, but I don't know if he. It's just kind of funny. It's not like it's no bullshit. Like, it's literally legit. This I would classify this guy though as, there's him and there's somebody else. I can't remember the dude's name. Gold? Is it Gold? Somebody tell me. Goldie? Somebody? I think like I would classify it as like SEO centric. And this dude is like heavy on like utilizing ChatGPT, Claude, and all the other different tools to like heavily help him create content. The super high level about this guy is that, and I haven't watched every video just because like it's too much for me to consume sometimes, but it's really good content if you are trying to like literally just rank up via SEO. I know he worked for like an Italian e-commerce brand that sells like clothing, like fashion, and just pumping out the content, like high quality blog posts and things like that, using like really rich prompting from, just like literally chat GPT and stuff like that. So I highly recommend, if you haven't seen him, go look at him. He's fantastic. But other than that, Brennan said, you got keywords in a CSV list and want to run them into a blog post. Yeah, I mean, it depends on, again, it depends on what you're trying to do there, Joe. But I would highly recommend take a look at this guy. And then if you have specific stuff, again, like we can continue to answer it as a group here, because we got a lot of smart people in this little community that we're building here. Cool. All right. Yeah. So like as far as the dev environment stuff here, I have Elementor and I have Bricks. I don't really like want to do too much Elementor stuff anymore just because I'm moving away from it and I just have the legacy sites on there. But it's here. And the reason it's here is I'll tell you specifically why. I have in another tab here, I'm going to pull up a section that I have kind of saved. So if you're not in like Facebook groups, like if you're doing this like professionally or whatever, you like want to get in the know on the stuff. Facebook is a really weird thing because it used to be, I used to never use Facebook, and then I got into like the WordPress environment and I joined a couple groups, and now I'm in like 10, 15 groups or whatever that are all about like either page builders or they are other communities that are really good. Like, all of them. Obviously, we know all the page builders. I just joined Dynamic WordPress, great group. I was in the Croco block group because I used Jet Engine for such a long time before. Fantastic. And it depends on what you want to get out of them, but there's a lot of really good people in there using the product that whatever the group is for. And it's just a really cool and interesting way to, kind of, connect with the community. But the one thing specifically that I have noticed is that there's a lot of people in these groups asking questions. Some questions are, depending on what group you're in, like if you're in the admin bar, like a lot of the questions might be more like general business and things like that. Some technical, obviously, like a mix. But like if you're in the Crockablock group, for instance, on Facebook, then most of the stuff is going to be, it's going to be like technical in nature. Like, how do I use the product in this way or the other thing? And that's really interesting to me because if you wanted to like come up with content for like what to build and like what problems to solve, just like literally sit in those groups, wait for good questions, and then make videos on them. Like it's really that easy. Now, again, maybe some of them are like kind of like really specific and niche, but a lot of them I feel like are going to be, at least worth, 10-minute, 20-minute video or whatever. And some of the things, like I said, if we get to the point here where we have people asking questions about stuff like, again, the portal things, because I get these questions all the time, and I'm, I would love to just kind of try to do it live and explain it because it's easier that way. We could do a lot there. So I think what I'm going to do today, if we have questions, I will try to prioritize those in the chat. But what I'm going to do on another screen is I'm literally going to look at a question in one of these groups, and we can find some that makes sense and that are cool to do, and then we could just try to do them in like Elementor or Bricks. I'm probably going to do it in Bricks by default. Yeah, so we can kind of go through them here. Let me see if I can find any on my side. I'll kind of read. Like this is the one right here. What wish? I got to talk. I'm going to talk about it, inject some things in here. So there's a question over here on the other screen. What? And I don't want to like. I'm not going to show Facebook because I don't want to like show people's names and shit. But like, what wish list plugin would you recommend for Bricks plus WooCommerce? This is a great one. I'm going to do it right now. I think. I don't know if we'll I don't know if we'll get through everything, right? But there's two things. There's two things that I want to like accomplish with this. The first thing is asking the right questions or thinking about things in the right way. I don't want to say the word right, but think about things in a different way, we'll say, right? If you are because I see this all the time. If you ask the question, what plugin should I use for something? And it's like a feature. The way that I've retrained my brain as I've matured in this industry is I don't want a plugin to do one thing for me. That's actually kind of like, to me, it's a little like scary in a way, or it's like it's unnecessary and kind of like concerning because I don't want one plugin. I don't want to like have need a wish list and have to download a plugin to necessarily do that because you're adding like more pieces to the puzzle, which in WordPress land is generally not really a good thing. You could quickly go from like, a stack of like 15 plugins to a stack of like 40 plugins if that's kind of what you're doing. So when I found certain plugins that could do a lot, like again, I talk about Jet Engine a lot because it literally changed the way that my building experience was. It's I don't know if it's I don't know if it still is because I haven't really looked like deeper into it, but it's one of the only things that I've ever found that can actually build so much functionality into a specific into the specific website. Like in it's not like you're adding a plugin and then you're going to it's not like you're adding like one plugin and it only does one thing. And then when you need to do it like 1% more than that, it's like you either can't or you have to like custom build it or something like that. It's just they've thought of a lot and it's really cool. So that's just the reason that I use them and that I love it. And this is one of those examples. So I don't know how this is going to go. We'll see how it goes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide over to the picture in picture here, and we'll just see what happens. So what I'm going to do is we have a bricks install with Jet Engine, ACSS, frames, everything on here. What I'm going to quickly do as fast as I can is I'm going to take this question. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to answer it. So the question is, what wish list plugin would you recommend for Bricks plus WooCommerce? Okay, that's the question. My answer to that question is none. My answer to that question is don't buy a plugin. That would be my question. I don't think I'm going to be able to update this though. I don't know if I put the I don't think I put the new license in there. It's not really going to matter though. But yeah, I didn't. But okay, so the concept of like the wish list thing, okay? There actually is a wish list plugin directly in the full suite of like Jet Engine, for instance. But why did WooCommerce? Did I spell that wrong? Um, there we go. Okay, so we'll download WooCommerce just to kind of like give the actual feel here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a little wish list here, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it from scratch, and not from scratch really, but from what we're really going to use is a a tactic called uh what does Jet Engine call it? I'm not doing this guided setup. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh, we're not in Afghanistan. Oops. Oh well. Is it gonna matter? Probably should have. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what that changed, but whatever. Let's see, Nick here. Jet Engine has a ton of features, and they put all the options in the graphical interface. ACF and others have a lot of features too, but you can only activate and use them by diving into the code. Yeah, so that's the interesting thing. Like, I just think that they've done such a good job with Jet Engine. I'm gonna put this at United States just for my own OCD. Pennsylvania. What are we doing? Okay, cool. All right, so this doesn't matter, but let's do WooCommerce. So obviously, and again, we could have a long discussion about WooCommerce. I've never had an issue with it, but obviously there's tons of different options now. SureCart, North Commerce, you can go to Shopify if you want. Lots of different things there. But let's just kind of talk about this and kind of go through this. So we have products. Let's just create some quick little sample products or something like that. Products 1, cool, great. This is fine. Probably should put just a little bit more information here. We'll just put like 10. Oh dear, because I set it to Afghanistan at first. Now it's got different currencies and shit. That's kind of funny. All right. So 2, and then I don't know. We'll go like 20. And all I'm doing here is just trying to get a little bit of stuff in here again on the fly, not prepared. If you have a question, let me know. If you don't like this, let me know. I don't know if that's going to stop me from doing it, but it is what it is. So just like 3 sample products. And then if we go into bricks and maybe go to just our home page, for instance, and we'll just edit it. We're not going to do any of the crazy framework stuff. Okay. I'm just giving you like an example of what the concept here is with basically with the like this question. I should have this question like on the screen, maybe be a great idea. I don't do too much with Woo, but I use sample data set important testing. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me copy this real quick. Let me put this on the screen. Maybe I don't know if this is gonna be like real big though or not, but let's do the lower third and right there. Let's see what this says. How big is that? Meh. All right, we'll leave it there for a little bit. All right, so if we're in here and we throw in like a block, for instance, have not installed Advanced Themer yet, don't sue me. Okay. Why is that not expanded? Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna go block here, and we'll do like just image. We're not doing like anything fancy here. We're just trying to get an idea of what this could kind of be like. And honestly, I haven't even really per se done this, but it is what it is. And we'll go heading, and this is going to be our post title. Cool. And then underneath here, we're going to go maybe just some like, I don't know, rich text is fine. And then should have our price in here just to be kind of like somewhat decent. WooCommerce, and where are we at here? No? Yeah, product price. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so we got our block. We're going to query loop this, and we're going to go products, post, I guess, and then products. This is the other thing too, I will say, is like if you, I'm not trying to make this an advertisement for Jet Engine, but if you ever have a limitation here with the query loop, I'm not sure if Advanced Themer adds queryable things, but like the Jet Engine Query Builder is actually unbelievable. So I would consider looking into it if you ever have issues there, and I could kind of demo some of that if we get into specific things. But yeah, so there's our query. Now we have that. Cool. And then let's do what we need to do is we need to do like a little kind of a button basically. So like let's do actually another. We don't really even need to do another page. We'll just do another section. We'll just say like in this section we have products. If you have questions at any point, let me know. It doesn't look fantastic, but it is what it is. All right, we're just going to say products here. And then down at the bottom, we're going to slide down here. Actually, let's just do another secciones. There we go. And slide this header in here. Oops, there we go. All right, so products. And then down here, I'm just going to make the wish list all on the same page. Probably going to be a slightly bad experience because I think if we like add these things to wish lists, they're going to be a little weird, all on the same page, but that's neither here nor there. Within, I'm going to wrap this thing in a container here real quick. Wrap container. There you go. I'm going to just do a quick little grid 3. Why am I doing that? Let me get rid of this. Guess I don't really need to do that there. Grid. It's hard to see around your microphone. Hard to see around microphone. I don't know what currency that Afghanistan uses, but I should probably switch it back to dollars. All right, so we got wish list here. So this is the concept down here. In order for this to work, we need to use something called Jet Engine. Name is for some reason escaping me here. I think we need to go to the modules real quick. Where's our modules? Right here. Where is our thing? There's probably multiple ways to do this. But Afghani. Interesting. Maybe we should switch it. What was I gonna say here? We need to change. We need to. Actually, I want to show you one other thing too here, real quick, while we're, because this is another version of this. So there's kind of these concepts of why can I not think of what these things are called? If somebody can remind me, let me know what the concept is. Damn. I know what it is. I have it written down over here. Hang on. It's the concept of data stores. That's it. So like data stores. With data stores, you could literally like compare things. You could do things as you can set things as favorites. You could upvote like you see over here on Bricks. You can have recently viewed, like you can have like anything recently viewed. You could literally make like a YouTube history with this, and you can base it off of Like user IP is one of their newer ones, but there's like a bunch of different like options. So it's just all quite interesting with what you can kind of do here. And again, all this is from the wish list thing because they have like if you look up like jet engine wish list, there's like a wish list widget. But the problem is, while this is really cool, one, it looks seemingly only for Elementor, but like it's kind of cool. But at the same time, like you're definitely gonna be limited. They're probably gonna make it pretty customizable, but it's limited. And it's like I don't want to do that. I want to make this thing as possible as you know, um, you know. So yeah, I like the in progress. Very golem. Was that what part was that? Oh, over here. Oh, I bet you they don't even know about that. That's pretty funny. Where did my little caption go? There we go. Okay, cool. All right. So anyway, they have this, right? And then I'm going to show you like let's see, Crocoblock um data stores. Is going to work? No. Wow, that's interesting. It's so interesting how like WordPress websites do that when you type weird stuff into the URL bar. Like I don't know if it's just WordPress websites, but the way that browsers um when you have like a URL and then you just type in extra spaces and stuff, it like kind of like puts everything together, and then either it's going to be a 404, but in that case, it actually it actually like went to a picture. That's funny. But yeah, so data stores is just again kind of like relating different things. Just I don't know, and it just gives you some examples like bookmarks, favorites, wish lists. Um, yeah, recent. I want to do a lot of this stuff on my website if I ever do it, because yeah, it's sad, not fully done yet. But okay, so a lot of just different stuff here. Dynamic store button, dynamic tag. Again, you're using some things that are kind of created with Jet Engine, but you're not using like a full, like fledged feature. So it's kind of interesting. But if you guys haven't played around with, if you guys haven't played around with it, then it is definitely a very, yeah. So this is our module here. We got to turn that on, and then we come back over here, refresh our builder. And yeah, honestly, I might do a video of like trying to rebuild like this piece because that would kind of be kind of interesting. The thing is, again, when we get into this here with the data stores, like there is, you have to make a decision on how you want to store the data, like what method you want to do. So, like for instance, where do we go here? So, I don't know if I have to reload this too. No, I think we're good there. Okay. So over here, like somewhere in here, there's data store button, right? And we actually want to put that within our, I should just expand all that. Let's just put it right there. I actually had a demo of this somewhere. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Let's take a look here. Yeah. Yeah. Data store modules and standard jet engine. It's definitely, I feel like it's definitely underutilized. I mean, I've seen a couple videos on it and things, but I haven't seen many people actually use it to its fullest extent, especially in like recently viewed and stuff like that. Like this wish list concept um is one way, but yeah. And again, I love again that Jet Engine would do this with Elementor. Like it's done in the past with Elementor where it has all the UI, but also has like a lot of stuff integrated with bricks too. So it's like just like a beautiful, beautiful situation. Um, for this, I'm just gonna put. I don't know if I have anything. Do I have any placeholders? Flower. Booyah. There we go. I'll just make that. Did that not select that? What the hell happened there? Is that a problem? Is that my? I don't know what's going on there. Strange. I don't know. Anyway, back to the data store button. So we have to like set up our data store, which I'm gonna need to get reminded where the hell that is, because I think it's in here somewhere. Um, where do I set up this data store? Um, that's shitty. That's cool. I haven't seen jet engine stuff. Seems powerful. It's definitely pretty powerful. There's no doubt about that. Um, there's a lot of things you can do. Again, I've heard people talk about like, they're right here. So like data stores. I don't know about the code quality output of Jet Engine. I do know that if you go like crazy with Elementor back in the day and crazy with Jet Engine, your shit might slow down. Also, I was on one of them. I had that WooCommerce, Buddy Boss. That's wild. I wouldn't recommend. but but yeah. So let's just say wish list is our data store. And then our slug is that's fine. Okay, so this is what I meant here. So the store type, right? So you can do cookies, session, user meta, local storage, user IP, a lot of different options. For this, we'll just say if you do session and you do a hard reset, with that hard refresh, with that shut it off? I'm honestly not 100% sure. You'd have to really like, it doesn't matter too. Like you'd have to like know like what your use case is, and which one you'd want to do. Because again, another example, why don't we show another example here as we continue to build this? If we go to like Apple, and anytime you want to like compare anything, do they have a quick compare button up here somewhere? Like you could kind of do something. This is a bad example because this is just grabbing these. But if you've ever gone to like, I don't know if you can do it. I don't know if you can do it on their website this way. Have you ever gone to any of those websites where you can like GSM Arena or whatever, where you can click the compare button? I know there's plugins to do that. Like I think you can do that with Crocoblock, like Jet Engine, like just straight up like that. But you can like come in here and you can click like compare and then like compare three things and grab them. You could do all that with this same methodology, the same like technique. So yeah. Drop down menu. Good call. Okay. I will make sure to call those out every time. Yeah, I think it's because I'm sharing the window rather than a screen, because I got one big screen in front of me here. I may be switching to something else per Brendan's recommendation though. Um, so maybe if I switch to something else, then maybe there's a way where I can share half a screen, which there is in other things. But I was just looking for the easiest way to share. All right, so let's get back to this here. So let's just do, like I said, this drop down here, you can't see it, but it's cookies, session, user metadata, local storage, and user IP. I'm going to leave it on cookies for right now. Maximum size, you can do 0 for unlimited. So like this is an example where like you could kind of like put like 3 in there or whatever if you wanted to compare. You could also count. So check this if you want to count how many items each was added. That is, if you wanted to do the upvoting thing, you'd probably go that route because you're like counting all of the stores. This store will contain user ID. This store will contain user IDs. Allow for only server side stores. Yeah, I mean you could, depending. I don't know. Depends on what you're trying to do. Store my item on view works with the only post related. Add post in a store on visit to a single page can be used to create recently viewed stores. Like this right here is how you would create a YouTube uh, history or like a Zillow history type thing, where you have a custom post type. And then anytime somebody comes to that page, like that actual single, then that post gets saved into this data store. And then you could go to another page and query all the things that they've seen recently. So yeah. Um, and yeah, what do we got here? Relations, option pages, glossaries, data stores, custom content types, profile builder, a lot of cool features would have saved me on projects. Yeah. I need to look into the profile builder more. I think there's a lot there for me. Um, and yeah, I mean, just it's unbelievable. I mean, again, people have asked me, hey, why do you not use like ACF? And I'm like, I have nothing against ACF. It's a great product, but like Jet Engine does all that stuff for the most part. And then it does like a ton of other things. So it's like, I would have, if I had ACF on here, I'd be just like, I just feel like ACF might be a little bit better in certain ways at what it does, but Jet Engine does all of the stuff that ACF does fine. And then it has the ability to do other things. That's what I've picked up on. So that's where I'm at with that. Okay, so we got a data store here. Let's kind of see. I have like a hair in my mouth. Ew, gross. All right, so let's go back over to our bricks builder piece here. Let's refresh this. Let's come down here, and here's where a good use case of I feel like I'm really excited for components, and I'm like annoyed that like core is getting like synced patterns or partially synced patterns and all that. I'm annoyed that they're getting that already, and like we don't have components yet in bricks, because I feel like that's like a really important thing. But I'm really excited for it. I feel like this is possibly a use case here. I mean, you could just, I guess, like class this up and just kind of and put it down there. But like the idea would be right that you want, if we're looking at our, our block right here. I know I didn't name anything. Sue me. Um, we'll call it a card, right? So this is our card, and then we're queried here, right? So what I would want to do is I'd want to duplicate this, but I want to make sure they're connected sort of in a way. Now the data store button, maybe you don't want those on both depending on what you're doing, how you're doing it, but honestly, like it would still kind of make sense to do it. For the sake of this, we're not going to be changing anything too much. I'm going to just duplicate it. I'm going to bring it down here. But I do feel like, unless I'm misunderstanding um how the what's it called, how the like components work, I do think that'd be like a great use case for that. So I don't know, did I just copy the styles and it didn't paste them? I have to press probably paste styles. Yeah, I don't know what the hell just happened there. Just do it again. Let's put a grid on there. Grid 3. Okay, don't know what happened there. Oh, I put it on the, did I put it on the heading? No. What the hell did I do? Yeah, not sure what I did there. Let's just back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Just bring this down here. We got our card. We're gonna go right here. Oh, I have a container, right? I should have probably just duplicated this whole container. This is tough. There we go. We're not trying to be perfect here in the slightest. That looks fine to me. That is good enough for this demo. Lovely. Sweet. All right. So the idea here is that this query down here would be different. So if I come down to the card and I say query and I say projects, and now here's the interesting part, right? So it's like this part of this is where, to me, it gets a little confusing, because you have to think like, well, some of the, all the stuff may have not made it into the bricks UI yet. When you're querying out these wish list items, if that makes sense. And also, first, let's just go back to our data store button here real quick and kind of set this up. So we're in the top query loop here, right? And these are like, this would be like technically, again, two separate pages. Like this is all of our products, and then this is going to be our wish list down here. So up in our products one, in our data store button piece, we need to do wish list for our select the store. We're going to say add to wish list. We could do icon, we could do different stuff like that. And then you can do like a couple different things. So after you click on the add to wish list, you can either do like a remove from store button. And when they say store, they mean the data store. So you got to switch, in this case, to wish list. So remove from data store, switch button status, or like hide the button. So it could be, in this case, you probably just want it to be a, like a remove in a way. And then label after. So we could say like remove from wish list. And again, this isn't a plugin doing this. I mean, it's a plugin. It is a UI based like thing, but it's one small feature of Jet Engine that you can utilize to create anything, rather than just creating like one specific plugin that works with these things. So it's kind of really interesting in that regard. All right. So the last thing I need to remember how to do is how to query these damn things. Now, I know that there's a way to like probably cheat. I don't really think it's cheating. It's just going to the Jet Engine query builder and like querying it like that. But I'm wondering if there's a way to do it like this, like within this build, just within the UI of bricks here. But I'm not 100% sure. So let's see. It would maybe be a meta query, but I don't think so. So that'll be the interesting part that we need to kind of figure out here. If we look at this on the front end, so that part works, and that did add it to the store, and then it removes it from the store. But obviously, what we're going to see down here is how to actually change that. So if we go to, where is the, how do we query this bitch? What I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna show you guys the way that I would probably try to do this because I don't know if you can do it straight through there. So this is the query builder. Welcome to the Jet Engine query builder if you haven't seen it. Data stores, or actually we'll call it just wish list. So like current wish list or whatever. Posts, yeah, we are going to query posts. So I'm going to add this query. All right, where is the damn data store thing here? Let's see. Date post. I may actually have to look this up unless one of you guys know how to do this. I think it's data store. Get store. Wish list, apply. All right, I think that might have done it, perhaps. If it did, I will let you know how I did that. All right, so we're going to refresh this because, again, we got to make sure that the builder knows where we're at, what we're doing, all that. Come into card down here. So we're down here on the card. We're querying. Now this is again the slightly annoying part. Like I think AT has a query manager. I think Brendan told me that. Not using AT obviously, but that would be cool. But if it doesn't extend what you can do, which I don't think it would, because like you probably can't do outside of this. This is the concept that I just kind of showed there, and I'll reiterate, is the reason you'd want a query manager. Like the query builder is a query manager because you build the query and then you can have it. So like if you wanted to use the same query in multiple places, I don't actually know why more people don't make a fuss about this. Like if you want to have like multiple pages where you query the same thing, correct me if I'm wrong, without AT, there's no way to do that, right? So yeah. Yeah, I'm leaving it there. Good call, Maddie. I'm leaving it there just so like people, if they pop in, they know what we're doing rather than just being like confused out of their minds. But yeah, it is kind of like in the way. You can thank Restream for just putting it in a random spot, making it all wacky. But anyway, so down here on the card, if we go Jet Engine Query Builder now, and then we go to our current wish list query, and then we refresh this. Let's see if we can do this. So the other thing too is if this is working properly, we can do like, this is awesome now that they have like a results template rather than just text. In this case, I'm not doing that, but we'll say like, just for effect, we'll say like, you don't have any, if I could fucking type, wish list items yet. All right. So if this is working properly, which I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Oh man, look at that. Add to wish list. Now, if I Ajax that or something, maybe it would reload. But okay, so the idea here is I clicked add to wish list and sample product one was added to wish list. Does it work? Shit, it does. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so that's the concept there. And then you add two to the wish list and then you refresh. Now they're both on there. You could query the you could change the query order and stuff like that too as well. But then if like you don't want to have this one on the wish list, then now you have just two down there. It's that simple. You know what I mean? It's that simple. Yeah. Yeah. Time to rabble rouse bricks about team data. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's I'm assuming I think you're talking about the query manager. I would love to see it in native Bricks. I feel bad because Maxime has all these good ideas and then Bricks just takes all the stuff. But I mean, I guess that's kind of the name of the game in that area. But yeah, so okay, well, I'm actually quite happy about this. That is literally exactly what these people asked for in this random I think it was a Bricks post. Yeah, it was a Bricks post like about a month or two ago. So that's kind of cool. I should do more of that so I could just teach people how to do that. Now, again, the questions that you might have are like the objections. I was like, well, now I still need to buy, Jet Engine. It's like, but if you actually build more than one website and you buy Jet Engine rather than buying some sort of wish list plugin, it's like, holy shit, man. Like this is amazing that you could do this. So yeah, for every idea Bricks takes, Maxime realizes three more. Yeah, 100%. Dude is a wizard. But yeah, so this is cool. Obviously, the wish list would probably be on a different screen, or you could do something different anyway. But that's literally all it is. It's just data stores. It's kind of sick. That's awesome. I'm definitely going to utilize that more in some projects and stuff. And again, I didn't really know how to do that before I started there, so it's not like this stuff is like crazy difficult or crazy crazy difficult to implement if you just have the right tools. I think the one thing I glossed over was, again, the query builder. And you just create a query and then you could reuse that query anywhere. I did current wish list. I did post query. And then down here in post and page, this stuff could be like labeled and explained a little bit better, but I'm gonna definitely cut them a lot of slack here because it's not easy to like name shit and like explain exactly what everything does. Joe, appreciate you being on here, brother. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Um, but so if you go down to post in here and you say get store, then like there's a bunch of different like macros that you can use. And so you just do get store and then you click the store that you were doing. I'll do one more thing because I think this is actually I think we can do another quick one here. Yeah, let's do another quick one. I'm going to try to in case someone watching has BricsForge and not JetEngine, you can do some browser storage stuff with their GUI. Yeah, that's awesome. I know this isn't like a concept that is specific to JetEngine. I know that that's, it's just browser storage things. But the fact that again, it's all wrapped in there is just dope. Not an advertisement for JetEngine either. It's just something, that I feel like is quite sick. Now this other one I think is a little harder. But we'll try it here because I think it could be kind of cool. Also, the UI, I guess maybe on this, just the way that this is, like you can click this here, and then this is like a little modal that pops up. But then like if you click this, I don't even want to click that because I don't want the back to top. But I don't want the star rating either. Global components, definitely want those. But it says I've already updated. I don't know how Bricks actually works with this. I don't know what they're using for this. I could have sworn that I've already clicked on that. Yeah, I don't know how that works. That must be. Is it? I don't know what they're using for the store on that one. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But this is kind of a cool thing that like I definitely kind of want to implement in a way to some degree in some of the things that I do. And again, I feel like there's another way to do it. I don't think I'm logged in. Obviously, the other thing is let's go back to our stuff real quick. BricsForge, nice. I think is that Danielle BricsForge. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Where am I going here? If I'm going to back to JetEngine and I go to data stores and we create a new store and we say, we'll say like upvotes. Yeah, say upvotes. So like this one, I know you can't see the drop down, but cookies, sessions, user metadata, and local storage and user IP. So for user metadata, they have to be logged in. And that's kind of a cool thing. That's like a really cool thing. Like, I mean, you could create like a basically like social media in a sense with like likes or something. So that's pretty sick. But for the sake of this, what should I do, like cookies or sessions? I'll try cookies again, but like max size. So the max item is allowed in the store, 0. Count items, how many times each item was added to the store. Yes. Is users store? I don't think you have to do that unless you're using user IDs. So let's just keep it like this. Let's just say upvotes. All right, let's try another one. What do we say? Let's just what was I was gonna do it on a custom post type, but I don't really think that's entirely necessary. So I'm just gonna keep this like this, and let's just do this. Let's do another section and get rid of this and come down here. Nah, fuck it. We'll just get rid of it. All right. So let's just go back to products again. And instead of our wish list now, what we're going to do is we're going to change it to, actually, after we refresh this, it's got to know what's going on. We got to remove. All right. So we go to upvotes now. and then we'll say upvote with a little thing. Now I've already tried to do this, and I don't know. I know I tried to do this on my site, I think, and we'll see. So actually, does that make sense? Like upvote it? Yeah. Oh, reload listing grid on success. That's awesome. Is that gonna? I'm wondering listing grid ID because like that's the terminology that they use. But I think you could probably. Let's try that. Let's try. This would be. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if that. I don't know if that part's gonna work. I'm sure it probably does. Maybe, but I don't know what the ID I would need to set there. I don't know if it would be the container, if it would be the card. But that's not necessary right now. So like remove from data store, and we're gonna say remove. We're gonna say like we're just gonna say remove vote. Cool, and that should be good. Okay, yeah, whatever. All right, so let's go back now and see what we got. So we have upvote and we have remove vote. That's fine. Whatever. Okay. And somewhere in here, we're gonna want to. This is kind of the tough part because like there's no real good way to. I feel like there's not really a great way to kind of show this without having like a bunch um, of like people clicking it or whatever. I guess depending on depending on the way that you set up that data store situation. So, what we'd want to do though is right next to this, or let me see here on our data store button, we'd want to have. There's a couple different ways. I feel like we wouldn't really want a button. We'd want just like let's just try basic text. And what I'm trying to do here is I believe there's a dynamic way to show how many store count wish list. Do we want it? Gen Engine store count wish list. I don't think we want this the wish list though. Why does it not say? Not sure why it says wish list though. Then I have. Did I do this before? So that's kind of interesting that it's doing that, but let's see. All right, so let's go back. And again, what we're doing here is we have our cards, and the idea we're like upvoting these, right? Now, I'm not sure exactly why. See, like it's doing wish list instead of that. There's got to be a. If I don't see one, I'm just gonna do it like this. Just say up votes and see if that works. So I have in this text thing, just in a basic text, I have a variable that's trying to pull the number of upvotes for that specific post via the data stores. There we go. There you go. That's what it is. There you go. Now, obviously, if you guys went to this link and upvoted one of these things, actually, maybe I could just do it like this too. I'm opening an incognito tab right now, but let me see if this works. So I'm going to just upvote it. I upvoted it on an incognito tab. I upvoted product 1 to another one. So now it's got 2. Damn, this is sick. Yeah, I'm going to use it a lot. I don't know how I'm going to utilize this more, but I'm going to utilize it more. So these say remove vote here because this is all via cookies. So these cookies are in the cookies for those votes are in this browser. And then I have another incognito tab where I upvoted this one again. So I have like, the cookie basically say, hey, this browser and this browser upvoted this thing. So it's got 2. And I feel like I tried to do this and it didn't work before. So I'm super excited that I got to work this to work on a live stream. That's sick. But yeah, I would highly recommend this. I mean, or if BricsForge has browser storage stuff too. But if you have a use case for this stuff, I mean, it's pretty wild. The one that I really want to do is the kind of like recently viewed in history. I don't know if I'm going to do that right now. But yeah, so, and I don't know. I mean, if I was doing an upvote thing, I'd probably make people log in perhaps, unless there's like a better way to do it. I can't think of like the best way to store that data because that seems a little interesting. But I mean, obviously, you could do a ton of stuff. Like, I don't know if they might have made this obviously bricks, but like I know a ton of people will be like building this custom. And it's like depending on what you need to do, you really don't need to do that. Like, or I mean, like you could do it custom, or you could do it with like some sort of plugin or tool or something. And you really don't need to do that. I mean, that took me 10 minutes on a live stream to do something like that. And then you would just kind of style it up and do whatever you want there and make sure the queries are all good. But I mean, I'll tell you what, other than that, I'm really liking the data store thing. And I'm honestly going to make some dedicated videos because there's not enough information on how to do that. And there's way too many people asking, hey, what plugin can we use for this? Like, how do we do that? So I am extremely excited about this. If anybody has any questions, wants to see me do something, we can do something, or we can hop off here pretty soon. Let me take a peek at if there's anything else on my end. Just kind of seeing if there's any other questions that I've seen that are like kind of easy to at least talk about and digest. How would does anyone set procedures, clients, closing websites? That's an interesting question, but that's not technical. Security setup. I know you guys can't see this, but interesting. That's an interesting one. Is there any other technical things here that I can find using? Okay, I have a question. CPT for business and CPT for ads. I want to do the following: use listing grids to inject ads into my business grid. Now, again, I got to be careful because I know I'm reading something from I'm reading something from Crocoblock's side, and like a lot of people are using Elementor, so it's a little bit of a disconnect, but community is hungry for this content. Thanks for sharing. Nice job on the screen. Appreciate you, Brennan. Appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna have to get you on one of these. Listing grid, ads randomized. This is actually a really good question. Use listing grid injections to inject ads into my business listing grids. Have those ads be randomized so that different ad would show each time on the page is refreshed. I mean, I'm not going to do that right now, but that's another good one because that's like an actual real world use case. Is you'd have the ads. You'd probably have the ads as a post type. You'd have the other businesses or whatever as a custom post type. I'm trying to wonder how you would do that in Elementor, but I just honestly don't give a shit enough to want to do anything in that realm. I think I'm going to stick to the brick stuff because it's going to help me, and I don't really, yeah. It's honestly probably easier in bricks in some way because there's probably definitely even just like maybe some like CSS you could write or something. I don't know. Let me see. Let me just see real quick if there's any concept here on the query side of things. Order by. Is there a way to ignore sleep main query shot of? Can you put multiple? Oh shit! I didn't even realize you could do that. Well, fuck. That's almost. Oh my god! I didn't even realize you could do two post types in just natively right in here. I didn't realize that's how that worked. So I mean, yeah, I mean you could probably go like products and pages, and then the only trouble is like how would you like inject? I don't know if this would be the way to do this. You'd probably want way more control. So you'd probably have to do kind of some grid stuff and like Kevin Geary, kind of like every nth child put an ad in there somehow. Obviously could be done, but I'm not sure if it's like super straightforward. And again, the person that asked that question, I guarantee was using Elementor. So God bless. Yeah. Yeah. We're all making good stuff over here. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Honestly, I'm probably gonna wrap this because it's been an hour. I'm gonna go check out Matty Medeiros and Jonathan Denwood over on WP Tonic as well. I'm pretty sure that's going on right now. But I appreciate you guys. I'm super excited about this. I got to make more videos on these data stores. That's pretty sick. Appreciate you guys hanging out, sticking around. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. But yeah, so thank you guys. Always a blast having you all on, and we'll see you later.